All right, welcome to the third video of the evening, the impressions video of the evening, because we've got Septaroad Voyager, which is currently in early access. So, as you know, we keep it to impressions because things can and usually will change. But getting to the game itself, Septaroad Voyager, 7 heroes, infinite adventures, embark on an epic journey through vast worlds filled with danger. Assign tactics to your party members or control them individually in fast paced battles. Discovering the captivating tale of Septaroad Voyager. Like, the borders of reality start to crumble as an unseen threat breaks its way into the world. As its evil influence grows, 7 unlikely heroes hear a call to action. Unite them and see how their lives and stories intertwine as they fight against impossible odds to protect all that they hold dear. Septaroad Voyager is the fast-paced RPG set in a charming 3D pixel world filled with 2D pixel characters. Roam a massive continent full of interesting characters and dangerous enemies across forests, plains, mountains, deserts, and more fantastical regions as well. Playing in a set world or randomize it for a unique playthrough every time. Right, so this game was assigned to Galix, so over to him for his impressions of it.
So this game is obviously trying to make you confuse it with Octopath Traveler, but it doesn't actually have that much in common with it.
But it's one less.
Uh-huh. Instead of being, pixel style on in a higher resolution world, this is a pretty basic 3D world, and the approximate. I know this is not precise, but the player character sprites made me just think of Gaia Online. Not helped by the fact that they are in fact by default, I think, randomized, and you can just make them interchangeably. You have male and female 4 skin color options, like 5 hair color options, facial decoration options, and then I want to say there was like an outfit color option, but I don't know how that interacts with the different outfits and hats that you get from either being in a particular class, which you can change the character's classes at some point, or equipping different items. It also has a system kind of like the Final Fantasy XII license board, in that in order to use any item, you have to get experience points and unlock the know how to use that item. The board also includes, they don't call it that, I forget what they call it, I played this like a week ago. It also includes like power-ups and other things, but you can unlock the ability to use items you don't have yet, which was something I did not realize at first when I unlocked an accessory slot item and did not get one. When you get into a combat, the enemies will move around on the screen. You can control one character and move around freely, and the other ones will move around semi-randomly. I only got a few characters.
They'll move around rigidly. Wait, no, hold on.
And you basically, while you can control your movement, there's not like an attack button. You have to set your character to an attack a certain enemy, and then it will do that whenever its active time thing ticks down, basically. Or as you unlock other abilities, you can tell them to do that instead. And the other characters won't do anything unless you've programmed them to do something, which is also another major thing that's on the board that you learn is conditions, such as, well, first off, you get more slots for different gambits to do, because I think
this
that was
in-game
also
thing,
Final Fantasy
stealing
12.
that from 12?
Huh?
Is this the
They
in-game?
use different terminology, but it's basically the same
Yeah,
thing.
that's it. So you're curbing the terminology from 12. Got it.
I remember the terminology from 12. Because 12 did it way before this.
Oh, yeah.
You learn different program things, like you can have like any ally under 60% hit points use potion,
Mm-hmm.
or nearest enemy use an attack skill or something. Honestly, it was extremely clunky, and I felt like there were some times when I was swapping between guys and it forgot what I had told the guy I swapped out of to do.
Oh, fun.
And did not have them continue to do it. The enemies are also very loosely corralled. You can kite them quite far and end up in fights with more things than you wanted to be in fights with. There are healing pawns fairly liberally that you can talk to, and they will heal you, but only once every real world minute, I think. There are save points. There are people who will have quests for you that you have to access through a kind of clunky menu, dialogue menu, and about 80% of them are kill X of Y enemy, and then come back. Sometimes it's kill X of Y enemy and deliver it to another person, in which case you have to go to that other person to complete the quest, or deliver a thing to a person, or whatever. A lot of them are repeatable, and those are probably one of the easier ways to get like more experience than just killing things. The world map is the world map seems to be comprised of fairly few squares, but each square is a decent size compared to. I'm comparing it to things like Secret of Mana and Link to the Past because that's the closest thing to how it plays. There are also treasure maps that you can spend. I think it's things you get from enemy drops to get clues, and then the clues can unlock certain types. So on the start of the map, there's a beginning spot, an end spot, and then some spaces in between with different terrain markings. And this was the thing that I thought was kind of clever, is that it basically lets you find a treasure map, but then you can kind of construct what the actual map is. Like when you place a clue on the map, you can determine whether a plane square is normal planes or something slightly more hazardous but with better rewards. But the one I got an example for that did not give you many different options. And I actually, once I had assembled it, could not figure out how to get it to start, and I was running out of time that day to fiddle around with the game, so I hadn't gone back to it yet. The controls are not amazing. The movement on the map feels a little bit not slippery, but like loose. Like it's not as precise as you want it to be. I don't know. I feel like this is a game that has a few good ideas, but I know enough of those are stolen that I'm kind of curious as to whether the other ones are, and I just haven't heard of the games that they're from. And the fact that the characters, and actually there is an option to play in the default set world, or to have a world randomly generated or procedurally generated for you. And I am curious, because of that, how much like actual specific construction has gone into it. Also, for all that there is a map, there is no mini map, and the between the graphical fidelity and the terrain things in any given map square, I feel like a mini map might have been handy, particularly since things are procedurally generated. Do you guys have any questions?
Not
Good.
really.
Because that's about what I got out of it. I mean, like I said, it has some decent ideas, but some of those are definitely stolen from, well, notably Final Fantasy 12. And I'm not sure about the rest of them. And just the execution seems a little bit sloppy and awkward.
Hmm.
I guess there's a chance that it will get better, but I'm not sure. What are they charging for it currently?
$24.99.
If you think you can tolerate the gameplay interface, it might be worth that amount just for like amount of stuff there is here, and theoretically there's replay value, I guess. But
Do we know if the price is going to go up by launch, or
we don't have
according
anyone to talk to, so.
Well, that thing is usually included in the early access notes. And according to that section, we do not plan on changing the price significantly when it enters the full release. And except for the sale when the game first launches into early access, we will not discount the game while it is still in early access. So basically, this is the price.
If you want, I don't know if there's a way, if you get it in early access, to like make suggestions to the devs if you think this is promising.
This is apparently very community focused.
Yeah, some
then
early access
that might be
projects
worth it
aren't,
if you
so
think
it's
the
good to
idea
have.
here is cool. What?
I was going to say some early access projects aren't, so it's good to know.
Yeah, that might be worth it if you think the idea is cool. Hopefully they can polish it up into something decent. Right now it's kind of clunky and didn't feel very deep. So, that said, the plot seemed interesting, but I didn't get to the main plot. So, which, to be fair, for a JRPG, you don't always get to the main plot very quickly.
Yep.
But I did not play this game for a horribly long time. I think that's about all I have to say.
All right, then. So, yeah, that'll about do it for Septaroad Voyager. Be sure to tune in after the break, as we'll be reviewing Muse Dash.